because there is these both pins connecting together. Right? Now I'm insert the SIM. Just focus this. Just focus this. I'm zooming. Right? Just focus this tray. This circuit. Now I am insert the SIM. Insert the SIM. Now you will see this. Now both pins are connecting together. Now after insert the SIM, the tray this pin, right? This pin is connecting to the ground. Now there is a logic high without SIM. Before there is a logic low. Now there is a logic high. Now when you insert the SIM on this motherboard, this pin pushes back and connecting with the ground. So logic high becomes logic low. So your CPU think user insert the SIM or it start the process for finding the SIM or memory card. Does not connect properly, right? A 100k resistance. Your phone had is SIM issues. Any SIM or SD card does not work, right? So both sides you get 1.8 voltage, right? From power IC to CPU. Also this line goes to the SIM detection pin. I hope you get my point. How to check, right? Same the 6 pins from the SIM 1, right? Now first we start with the reset, right? 4, 5, 6 these pins connecting together. Now with a 10 ohm resistance. Now this line goes to the UIM reset GPIO. What is GPIO? General purpose input output or master IC pin number AC. After this, 2 lines from L14, L15. Here, SIM 1, SIM 2, LDO 14. Both lines come from the power IC. Power IC produce many LDOs. Right? You already know that. One LDO give power to the SIM 1 and second LDO, suppose 14 gives the power to the first SIM 1 and the 15 gives power to the second, a voltage basically. This is the voltage rails. Power IC with the SCL and SDA, because CPU also connected to the power IC power chip with the SCL or communication lines with the SDA. Give it command to the give this voltage to the SIM circuit. After this power IC get. Hello everyone, how are you all? Welcome back to the First Medical Education and another new video. I hope all are you good and learn something new with every day, right? Today we discuss about in this video SIM section, how the SIM section is working. Basically, if phone come to you with no SIM, I mean to say insert SIM card, no SIM, invalid SIM, SIM not detected, these type of faults, right? How to diagnose this type of phone, right? You must have noticed that every SIM slot, whatever phone is, a keypad, a old generation keypad phone or latest 5G phones, there is a 6 pin. Have you ever thought what are the pins, how these pins working, which pin connected from which IC? If any pin damage open, how to diagnose, how to repair? Now sometime your phone come to you with the insert SIM, I mean to say no SIM card detected. Mostly technician replace a SIM tray with the new, right? But if there is a fault remain, how to diagnose? Have you ever thought? Suppose there is a one resistance fault. only one resistance, a 1 minute job, a 1 minute. But you can return the phone. There is no option when you don't know about the circuit, how the circuit works. So how can you trace? How can you diagnose? So in this video, we discuss about all about the SIM section. Now there is a two type of faults. When a phone come to you, first check a baseband section. A baseband section is directly related to the network section. Also, from if there is no baseband or corrupt IMA related problems. Also, you will see there is a SIM related issue. But we'll not discuss about this section, a baseband section basically. We just discuss about only SIM tray. How the SIM slot working, these 6 pins working. What is the difference between old phones, or basically keypad phone SIM tray, and the latest, right? Also, those people who repaired Nokia phones, I mean to say working from last 10 years plus from a decade, they know about this. In a Nokia keypad phones, mostly, a common fault from a SIM related issue. There is a little tiny IC, a small 8-ball IC. If there is a SIM problem, you can bypass easily with 3 jumpers. Also, have you ever thought your SIM working as a mediator? What I'm saying to you, mediator is mediator between service provider and your CPU, your master IC. So your master IC communicate with the service provider for the data transmission. So you can easily call someone to text and use the data, internet services, right? How this all circuit, all functions work, we will explain you all detail in this video. So if you like this video, learn something new, then hit the like button and give me a lovely comment. Right now, for the membership, mostly people comment me or join the membership, announce the membership. I'm working on it, right? So wait for some time. We will announce and we will give you a best quality or best mentorship. For wait for some time. Now enjoy the video, watch the video, and hit the like, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much. Enjoy the video. Now next, in front of you, there is a picture, right? In this picture, I will give you a detail about the SIM slot, SIM card pin details, right? Now you will see in front of you, first UIM, UIM and slash SIM. In daily routine, on a normal basis, we call SIM. This is SIM, right? Everybody know. In schematics, you will see UIM. So don't be confused. Both are same words. UIM means user identity module, and SIM, subscriber identity module. Both are same. Clear? First thing. Now, second, in front of you, just a second, in front of you, there is a SIM tray. In this SIM tray, 2 SIMs attached together. I mean to say 2 SIMs combined, working together. A 1 slot and 2nd slot, also with the memory card. We discuss only about SIM details in this video. Clear? Now, from starting to keypad phones till now the 5G phones, in SIM tray, right, in SIM slot, socket, whatever you call, there is a 6 pins, right? Get it? Now, what are the pins? I will give you the detail. Now, first, every circuit for working, there is a voltage, need a voltage. Clear? So, 1 pin for positive voltage, right? For the circuit complete, if there is a voltage, a positive, a negative voltage also, I mean to say ground is also need. So there is a ground, a positive and ground. Without ground, a positive is no value itself. Clear? Everybody know? Now after that, the second, there is a reset. Now how the reset pin work, I'll give you detail in this video later. So next, basically a SIM, a communicator, or you can say basically a mediator between service provider and your master IC for the data transmission. When you insert the SIM on your device, through SIM, service provider contact your CPU master IC. After your master IC receive and transmit data, so you can use services from the provider, like you can call, write a message, or data uses, right, from the service provider. So for these services, we need a data pins. So there is a CLK. Now for the users of data pins, clock is must need. So this pin is a clock signal. Now if there is a clock, there must be a data. So there is a data for read and write, transmit and receiving, right? So these are the 5 pins: your positive, reset, clock, ID, ground, and last in this pin is NC, not connected, in 99% phones, right? In 1% phone, this pin directly connected to the positive voltage. Clear? Now I'll give you the full detail how these pin working in a mobile phone or cell phone, or how to test these pins if there is a fault of SIM related, right? Now both SIM had a same circuit, so I'm explaining one. Clear? Now let's first go to the schematic. Now there is a schematic. I'm already open. Now you will see nano SIM 1, nano SIM 2, and this is circuit for the memory card, but we discuss only the SIMs, how the SIM circuit work. Now you will see there is a slot VCC, reset, clock, ground, PPP, and IO. Now if you look at the schematics, suppose if you don't know about the schematic, or you are a fresher and sometime uses the schematics, you might be confused how these lines work, right? How these lines connected, where are from these lines come, and how these lines working. Even if I give you detail, or I will explain to you this circuit in this page, in a schematics, basically I will teach you in a animated diagrams. But if I will explain to you, right, on this schematics in this page, how this circuit work, still you can't understand the full diagram. After the video, you might be confused how this circuit works. For this, I will make diagrams, animated diagram for you, so you can easily learn each and every line, the whole data, I mean to say whole topic, in a clear basis. Now for the animated diagram, it's a long process. It take too much time consuming. Also, it's take too much effort. If you like these videos, if you learn from these videos, one like, one lovely comment, and one share for motivating me. Now let's forget this topic and back to the video or topic. It's your choice. I'm doing my work, you do your, right? So eventually I'm saying, if I'm explaining you this circuit in a schematics without diagram, you might be confused. You could not understand how this circuit work. For this, I'm making an animated diagram, so you can clearly understand the whole topic, line by line, one by one, step by step. So let's go to the diagram. Now, before going to the diagram, I forgot something, a line. So you can understood easily the whole concept. First you learn this line, how this line will work. After you can understood the whole concept easily. So first goes to this line. Now in this page there is a two type of SIM tray. One belongs to the earlier phone, like your keypad phones, right? And one belongs to the today our latest phones, right? Now both had 6 pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now clear? This is NC pin. So 6 pins, both had no differences, a size difference, but from the beginning to till now there is a 6 pin, no changes. So what are the difference? So I will tell you. In earlier phone, a keypad phone, right, with a removable battery, a keypad phone, there is a SIM slot or one, right? After there is a battery. Under the battery there is a SIM tray. For insert the SIM, you can just remove the battery. After connect the battery, your phone turning on. So basically your phone shut down completely after you turning on your phone. The booting process starting your phone on a logo, and the logo your phone on a booting mode, right? In booting mode your CPU, your master IC communicate with the all ICs, right? Also your master IC communicate with SIM or find a SIM if there is a SIM or not. So once a voltage on a SIM section enable for a microsecond, if CPU find a SIM right on a slot, it's enable all voltages for SIM circuit. After you will see there is a network, right? But if CPU does not find any SIM, suppose if there is no SIM, also if there is SIM but somehow any pin damage open, right, or SIM tray damage for any reason, CPU could not find or communicate with the SIM. So logo appears in your phone, insert SIM. Now in some phones, in a keypad or 3G phones with removable battery, you will see SIM slot is there. So without removing the battery, when you insert the SIM in some Chinese phones, while turning on condition, listen carefully, when your phone turning on, right, you will remove your SIM or insert your SIM again. CPU could not find your SIM. There is an insert SIM. For this, you can restart your phone. After the same process, again, a booting process, if you find the SIM. Clear? This is the old version. For detecting the SIM, how CPU communicate with the SIM. Now let's go to the latest version. Now this slot in latest phones, you will see you can eject your SIM directly, because in latest phones you will see without removable battery, a fixed battery. So user could not remove the battery or housing, so it's eject only a SIM while turning on. Also insert the SIM, CPU detect automatically without booting the mobile, restart the mobile. So how CPU recognize this SIM, I will tell you. In latest phones, there is another pin from here, we call DET, detection pin, right? This line come from the power IC. I mean to say, in this line, voltage come from the power IC. Also this line connecting with the CPU. CPU sense through this line where is the SIM insert or not. I hope you get it, what I'm saying to you. In a on condition, today any phone, you can remove the SIM. Also insert the SIM again, a new SIM, without switch off the phone or restart the phone. Your CPU detect automatically. So how this line working? First you understand this. After I will give you the information of these pins, right? So we call this detection pin as a switch, detection switch. Now there is a two type of detection switch. I will show you. Now how this detection pin work. First, there is a two type of detection switch. First, suppose there is a two pins, right? Listen carefully. There is a two pin. I will give you a demo. There is a two pin, one pin connecting with the ground. Now second pin and this pin, you will see a voltage line, right? This pin connecting to the power IC. Also through this pin, CPU sense, means this pin connecting to the CPU, right? Now when you insert the SIM, what happened? This pin directly attached with the ground on a first scenario, right? Before connecting, just a sec. Now before insert the SIM, in this line you get suppose 1.8 volt. This is ground. Now when you connect the SIM, insert the SIM, this line push back and connect it with the ground. Clear? So your 1.8 will be 0 volt. When you voltage connect with the ground, automatically whole voltage will be a 0, a ground. So first there is a 1.8 volt without SIM. Remember, after insert the SIM, there is a 0 volt. Now this line goes to the CPU, right? Now without the SIM on this line, CPU sends 1.8 voltage. That means there is a logic high. Now when you insert the SIM tray, with SIM or without SIM, a SIM tray, I'm just saying SIM tray, this 1.8 voltage becomes 0. How? Because this line attached with the ground. So there is a logic low. So CPU sense there is a SIM insert. User insert the SIM. So CPU activate the data lines. What are the data lines? Your reset line, your data and clock for microsecond. Through these lines also it's command to the power IC to enable the voltage, because without voltage CPU could not find. The circuit does not complete. For microsecond, CPU enable all these circuit. If CPU find SIM, CPU hold all the voltages, right? It means enable all the voltages. If there is only a blank SIM tray, CPU disable the voltages in a next microsecond. I hope you get my point. I'll give you complete explanation. Now just in a second scenario. In a first scenario, 1.8 line connect with the ground after insert the SIM. Now second scenario, these two pins connecting each other without insert the SIM. After when you insert the SIM tray push this pin to the back, right? So after this there is a gap. These two pins are separate. Now in this pin you get 1.8 volt from power IC. This pin is a ground. So before there is a logic low, a 0 volt, because 1.8 volt is there, but connecting with the ground, so 0 volt. There is a logic low. After insert the SIM, both pins are separate. Now there is a logic high. So CPU sense, user insert the SIM. Then whole process again, CPU enable the voltages for the microseconds. All the data lines, enable the data lines. So CPU find the SIM, then if CPU communicate with the SIM, then it's hold all the voltages. I hope you get my point. Now I will show you this pins, this detection pin. After in a circuit, I will explain to you how the circuit works completely. So don't be confused. I'll give you a full detail. Nothing hide. Just watch full video. just clear this thing, and now you will see there is a SIM tray, our motherboard, right? Also here there is a SIM tray, right? Now this is a SIM. Now this is a SIM tray, and this is a motherboard. Now this was a switch. You will see two pins attached together. A second scenario, right? One pin from 1.8 voltage. I will explain to you. Basically, this is a multimeter. This is a multimeter prop on my hand. So you can see this pin right from here. This bend pin is a ground pin, right? Where I am pushes. The other pin, right? There is a 1.8 voltage. Now 1.8 voltage directly connect to the ground. There is a no SIM right now. No insert tray, right? There is a no tray right now. So 1.8 directly goes to the ground because there is these both pins connecting together, right? Now I am insert the SIM. Just focus this. Just focus this. I'm zooming, right? Just focus this tray, this circuit. Now I am insert the SIM. Insert the SIM. Now you will see this. Now both pins are connecting together. Now after insert the SIM, the tray pushes ground pin or separate both pins. Now tray pushes the ground pin and separate the both pins, right? Now there is a 1.8 volt, right? Before there is a logic low because 1.8 directly goes to the ground, attached together, ground pin connecting with the 1.8 volt. So 1.8 volt directly goes to the ground, logic low. After insert the SIM tray, right? 1.8 stable here because now there is no connectivity with the ground, right? So CPU sense there is a logic high. That means user insert the SIM tray. For what purpose? For memory card, for SIM 1, SIM 2. Now if you remove this, the second pin automatically come back and attach with the 1.8 voltage SIM. Because there is a mechanical circuit here. When you open this SIM tray, right? When you open this SIM tray, there is a little spring here from this side, right? So it's move second pin. I hope you get my point. Now let's get back to the first. You will understood this. A same method on this diagram also, right? When you insert the SIM, this pin pushes back, separate these two pins. Clear? Now next you will see a second. Now there are two pins but they are separate. So this is a 1.8 voltage pin. This pin, right? This pin is connecting to the ground. Now there is a logic high without SIM. Before there is a logic low. Now there is a logic high. Now when you insert the SIM on this motherboard, this pin pushes back and connecting with the ground. So logic high becomes logic low. So your CPU think user insert the SIM or it start the process for finding the SIM or memory card. Clear? I hope you get my point. right? Now let's get back to the schematics or animated diagram, so you can understand easily all this thing. Now in front of you there is a diagram. I'm explaining each and every line, how the sim works with the detail through animation. Before I will explain to you, first we go to the schematics in Borneo. Now if you go to the layout, for this go to the sim circuit, there is a sim tray, there is a 4 portion, right? First for memory card, sim 1 and sim 2, also for the mechanical purpose. Copy anyone, just copy it and paste in and zoom, right? Now you will directly goes to the sim section in schematics. Now you will see here nano sim 1, nano sim 2, second part, and this is SD card, right? Third part, also another part for the detection sim, right? Now you will see from sim 1, these are the points, pins, how these pins work. I'll give you each and every detail. Now before understanding these pins, first we learn how the detection pin work, because without detecting the sim, your sim does not work. So how the sim detection pin work? For this we go to the 4th position. This now in this pin you will see 13 or mostly eventually all pins except one, all are ground, right? One pin connected with the VCC or call it detection pin, detection switch. Now I am explaining you in a motherboard. For this I am going to open the motherboard. Now here it is, motherboard. Now there is a all pins soldered outside, right here, right here, right here, right here. Suppose forget any right here, right here, right here. These all pin connected with the soldered with the ground for protection the sim tray, right? Now if one sim, suppose this pin connecting with here, this is a detection pin, right? This pin also connected with the ground. Clear? So let's get back to the schematic, right? Now from sim tray there is a 4 line. Now I will explain to you how this line work. Now you will see VRAG L5 1.8. The line come from the power IC. From LDO5 L5 LDO5 1.8 voltage. Here in between there is a 100k resistance, right? Now this line goes to the sim tray detection pin. Clear? Through this line a 3 line emerge, 1, 2 and 3 with a 1k resistance. These lines, one for the SD card detection, one for the UIM1 present, UIM2 present. Now UIM1 and UIM2 same 1 and same 2, right? With a 1k resistance. This circuit I will draw in a diagram so you can easily understand. Now there is a capacitor also. I will draw it after I will explain to you. Now in this diagram, a line with a 100k resistance connecting to the sim tray detection pin. Got that? LDO5, this line come from LDO5 1.8 line. In this line you get 1.8 volt from LDO5. Clear? Now after this a 3 line emerged from this line. Each line had 1k resistance. 1k, 1k, 1k. Now one for SD card, one for sim 1, one for sim 2. So same voltage also get here 1.8 volt. All of 3 lines. You get also 1.8 voltage here. Now suppose this detection pin does not work, or this resistance 100k resistance open. What happen? Your sim does not detect. Even these pins are working properly, but if this resistance does not work, or if this resistance damage, open, rising is value, this circuit does not work. The sim does not detect by the CPU. Clear? Also, if any one of these resistance, this one, suppose a middle one from sim 1, this resistance open or damage, your sim 2 working, when you insert the sim, your second slot, sim 2 working, your SD card working, but your sim 1 does not work. Same apply all of these lines. If any one of these resistors damage or open, this line or damage line does not work. Also, this line connected properly. Suppose a phone come to you, sim 2 does not work, or SD card does not work, or sim 1 does not work, right? Any one of these problem, you can check if sim 2 does not work, working on these lines, okay or not. Also, sim 2, this resistance is okay or not. Also, if this resistance is okay, somehow this line does not connect under the CPU for water damage, your sim 2 does not detect. For this fault, you can revolve the CPU. If this resistance damage, 1k resistance replaced with the another motherboard, you get 1.8 voltage here. If you measure 1.8 voltage here, then that is okay. I hope you get my point. Now we will see these resistance in a motherboard. First clear this thing and get back to the main resistance 2212. Copy this and paste in layout section and paste next. You can see just near the CPU. I will show you in a motherboard also. So there is a motherboard. Now this resistance, right, 100k resistance. If someone revolve the CPU for any reason, suppose a phone come to you in a dead condition on hang on logo, if you revolve the CPU, you think there is a CPU fault, right? When you revolve the CPU, this phone has a glue phone, a adhesive, a glue all over all the border under the CPU also. Somehow this resistance missing. When you remove the glue with a scraper or bead, right? Get that? This resistance is missing or loose, does not connect properly, right? A 100k resistance. Your phone had is SIM issues. Any SIM or SD card does not work, right? So both sides you get 1.8 voltage, right? From power IC to CPU. Also, this line goes to the SIM detection pin. I hope you get my point. How to check, right? Same, you can apply the other resistance. I will show you. Now, just UIM 1 present, SIM 1 for SIM 1, this resistance 2210. Just copy this and paste in layout. the next resistance. Right? Now this one. If this one resistance is damaged, open, missing, your SIM1 does not work. SIM2 working, SD card working, but SIM1 does not work. Right? SIM1. This resistance is value 1K. So replace with the 1K. This resistance is a heavy value 100K. Always work with the schematics. First check the value. After measure with the multimeter. Clear? Get that? Now next. Now all these detection pin clear. How the detection pin work? How to measure? How to check? Please watch video properly. Most of the comments I read, they ask me the questions, sir, how this voltage work, how this line work. Mostly people does not see the video properly. Always watch the video with skip or some part. Watch the some part, again skip the video, again watching the some part. After the video, they can ask me questions. I've already given you deeply in detail in every video. So if you watch the video properly, most of the questions in your mind will be automatically clear. Right? These videos I'll give you information. This is a paid information. But I give you on a YouTube with a full detail, with a full effort. But you did not watch the video properly. After you can ask me the questions. This is not good. If you watch the video properly, after you can ask me. Then I'll give you an answer. Whenever ask me someone question, I know this person watch properly or not. My English is not good, so bear with it. Now, after the detection pin, the 6 pins from the SIM1. Right? Now first we start with the reset. Right? 4, 5, 6. These pins connecting together. Now with a 10 ohm resistance. Now this line goes to the UIM reset GPIO. What is GPIO? General Purpose Input Output. Or master IC pin number AC41, right? 53, right? GPIO, General Purpose Input Output. I will show you. This is our CPU, right? U1001E, part E, GPIO section. Clear? So this line connecting to the CPU. Now next, now this line again goes back to the SIM1. Same apply here, SIM2. With a 10 ohm resistance, this line also goes to the CPU. Let me draw first in the diagram. Now after the detection pin, there is a 2 lines for SIM1 and SIM2 with a 10 ohm resistance. Right? Both lines had a 10 ohm resistance. A reset pin connecting for the SIM tray, for you can say SIM slot. Right? If this line damage, this resistance damage, your SIM does not work. When the data transferred and saving, the reset pin from the reset, every function start again. Also through this pin, CPU sense every time when you detect, when you insert the SIM, again first you remove the SIM, again you insert the SIM. Through this pin, CPU reset the whole process. I mean to say booting process internally, not the phone booting process. A SIM circuit booting process. Clear? Every IC, every circuit had its own booting process. Suppose for example a charging IC is separate booting process where the charging start. which line come first, which line come second, which line activate, enable, third, fourth, fifth. Same with the power IC. But mostly people think the boot sequence or booting process belongs to the power IC. When you starting the phone, the power IC communicate with the CPU, with the data lines. That's called booting process. But booting sequence is every IC, even the audio, LCD, graphic, whatever IC you call, there is a booting sequence. So same section also has a sequence. I hope you get my point. Now again back to go to the Borneo. Now clear thing this thing. Now after the reset, there is a CLK with a 10 ohm resistance. Now copy this line. Clock. Right? Now next, this line also goes to the GPIO section. Right? Clear? Wall number 56. AE39. Clear? Now next, now this line again goes back to the SIM1 section. Now let's draw this. Now SCL serial clock with a 10 ohm resistance. Because CPU working as a data transmission mediator from the service provider and your CPU. So for the services, for the data transmission, read and write, in receiving and transmitting, there is a clock needed. Clock and data also needed. Right? So if this two resistors damage or open, or this line does not connect to the CPU, your SIM does not work. Clear? You will see rare in these lines had a problem. A reset line, a serial clock, maybe data had a problem. I will tell you. Mostly problem you will see with the detection pin. Right? Also with the main positive voltage. In mostly cases, somebody removing the SIM and damage the SIM tray. These type of cases come. Let me explain to you. Next, for this we go to the warning. Now, reset clear, CLK clear. Now, after that, in data pin. Now, this pin with a 10 ohm resistance, same with a capacitor also. If this capacitor, the filter cap short, this line is automatically short, so your SIM does not work. Just copy this, and this line also goes to the GPIO section, right, on a CPU. Right, let me draw it. Right, a green color line, two lines from SIM1 and SIM2 goes to the CPU. Clear? For the data, read and write, receiving and transmission. Clear? These three lines as a communication line working. Now let's goes back to the again Borneo. I will show you. Now in this line you will see from a VCC with a 15 kilo ohm resistance attached with the IO. I will explain you later. Right? This line with the data line. IO means data line. Right? Now, three lines clear. Your VPP is cross. That means your NC pin. I'm already told you. Now the last pin is a ground. Now the VCC is remain. Now in this pin you will see some filter caps. 1, 2. Now this pin come from VRAC L15, LDO 15. Mind it, from power IC. These are the LDO. Right? Now here is the catch. Same one voltage come from the LDO 14 and same 2 come from the LDO 15. Both voltages come from power IC. Let me explain to you in a diagram. First we make the diagram. After this, two lines from L14, L15. Here, SIM1, SIM2, LDO 14. Both lines come from the power IC. Power IC produce many LDOs. Right? You already know that. One LDO give power to the SIM1, and second LDO, suppose 14, gives the power to the first SIM1, and 15 gives power to the second, a voltage basically. This is the voltage rails. Right? In this line, you get 1.8 to 2.8 voltage depending on the circuit. Right? Now, same line also connect with the CPU. CPU confirm whether it's connected or not. Why? I will tell you in this video. Before this line connecting to the as a voltage line. Right? Now, this is a ground pin. Now, eventually this is it. Now, this is whole circuit of the SIM tray. Right? For the how SIM working. Clear? Now, I will give you a detail. There is some lines I could not draw because there is less space. Also, something I'll give you in another information, because this data, or you can say this SIM section, directly connected to the network section. If there is a problem, somehow power IC not generate the network section. Network sections voltages. Which voltages I'll give you in detail in another video. Right? Most of the detail, 99%, without hiding, I will explain to you. Now there is I'll show you a line from positive VCC to the data line. Now there is two lines connecting to the data with a resistance here, who resistance. In this line also you get 1.8 voltage on a data point. If this line also damage with 15K resistance, right? Remember, I will show you. This is the 15K resistance directly from connecting to the data pin from L14 to data, right? Same here for the SIM2. If any one of this resistance damage, your SIM1 or SIM2, whatever resistance damage, open, rising is value, so SIM does not work. Right? Now, where it is, where is the location of this? For this, just copy this and paste in layout. Minus for confirmation. Right here. In a corner. Let's see, in a motherboard. Basically this thing. Sorry, basically this resistance is a 15 kilo resistance, 15K resistance. Right? If this resistance damage, suppose this resistance connecting to the SIM1, then your SIM1 does not work because your data line requirement does not fulfill. Clear? Get it? I hope you understood all the clear. Now get back to the diagram and I will give you a last brief. First clear thing, Now I'll give you again a full detail. When you insert the SIM, first the detection pin activate. How? I will already told you there is a two type of switch 1 and switch 2, logic high to logic low, logic low to logic high. So CPU sense, and after the CPU enable these lines reset, clock and data, and also give command to the power IC with the SCL and SDA, because CPU also connected to the power IC power chip with the SCL or communication lines with the SDA. Give it command to the give this voltage to the SIM circuit. After this power IC put it voltage here, right? So when there is a SIM and CPU find this SIM, right? So CPU what are the voltages? Suppose if there is a SIM 1, right, and there is a no SD card and no SIM 2. So CPU find only SIM 1. After that CPU detect, and through this, right, CPU stop these voltages for the SIM 2 and the memory card, right? If there is a no SIM, suppose only user insert the SIM tray, just CPU enable the supplies, data supplies, also give a command to the power IC. After CPU in a microsecond check, now in this point you get a 1.8 voltage from here, also these supplies enabled. If there is a SIM, then it's okay. Otherwise CPU sense through these data pins there is a no SIM. After CPU through SDA and SCL disconnected, or you can say disable the voltages, the main voltages from the power IC. CPU command to the power chip, disable the voltages from the SIM circuit. After you will see there is a no voltage. Clear? Because CPU sense through these same lines power give voltage to the SIM circuit or not. What is the status? Now if any one of these lines damage, open, any resistance, right, your CPU or SIM does not work. I hope all the method, all the lecture, or you can say all the concept clear to you, right? This is not a big circuit, or you can say a complicated circuit. This is a normal circuit, and also give it to whole explanation with the full detail. I hope you like this video, like this content. So if you like this video, like this content, do your responsibility, do your work, like, share and subscribe.